Welcome back. So today we had an uneventful day for Bitcoin and crypto. We pretty much stayed at the same point we started the day at. We're right around $83,000, $84,000. Overall today, the stock market actually did pretty good. We saw green all around. But keep in mind that FOMC meeting is coming up on Wednesday, and usually the day before we get some volatility. But today, it's good to see some green. However, we did get a little bit of FUD today. Look at this. Trump's own economic advisor today warns that there may be more uncertainty coming over tariffs, right? Again, we're getting a whole lot of fear, FUD over tariffs. So it's certainly not gone, right? So even though today we had a pretty good rally day, just like on Friday, it's mostly because the US markets, oversold. So we're bouncing back, so to speak, right? But definitely we're not in full-blown recovery. We're far from it, and I think tomorrow we're probably going to see more volatility leading up to a FOMC meeting. A lot of people will want to hear about what Fed Chair Powell has to say about the tariffs and about future, if any, rate cuts that are coming, right? That is the big thing. Are we going to get rate cuts? And what about these tariffs, and are we going to have a recession? Because Trump's own advisors and even our new Treasury Secretary are not ruling out that we may be short-term going into recession. That's not what we want to hear. That's not a good thing at all. However, it's not all bad, guys. It's not all bad. Today is St. Patrick's Day, okay? And here's a good reminder of Bitcoin's performance over the years. Since 2012, Bitcoin was $5.34, okay, back in 2012. Then went up to $47, then $6.30, and then went down. Yeah, it dropped more than 50% in 2015 to $2.90. Then it went up to $4.17, $11.80, huge jump to 8,321, and then it dropped 50% in 2019. Yeah, that was bad. Then 5,000, and then a huge jump to 56,825. That was the last bull run. Then it dropped down to 41,000. It dropped down almost half to 26,876. Then we had a huge jump to 68,000. Then right now we're at 83,000. So if you're depressed about Bitcoin, just remember that last year we were at 68,000, and the year before that we were at $26,000. Okay, so we are still way above, and we're trending higher. And if you've been in the game for a few years, well, you're certainly not panicking, right? If you've been in the game since 2017 like I have, well, Bitcoin was only at $1,000. If you've been in the game since 2020, when Bitcoin is at 4,000, 5,000, right? You're not panicking. Even 2021, when Bitcoin was at 50,000, you're not panicking. Bitcoin is the asset to hold long term. Short term, yeah, we'll get a lot of volatility, but long term, nothing outperforms it. And we're in a holding pattern. I got something interesting to show you guys about this holding pattern and how once we break out, we're looking pretty good. And regardless, even though right now we have a lot of lettuce hands and retail investors, Wall Street selling, regardless of these people, we still have a lot of whales, wealthy investors, institutions, and long-term holders that are ready to invest or are DCAing. They are DCAing, and they continue to load up because they know what's coming. The landscape in the US is certainly changing. We got this new Bitcoin Act that may be passed, which will allow the US to purchase up to 1 million Bitcoin But also just look at what's happening with the SEC, and I got some news to share with you about that as well. The landscape is certainly changing in the US for the better for crypto overall. So it's definitely not time to be exiting just because we have some volatility, just because we have some FUD. No. This is definitely time to be loading up if you can. Remember the quote from Warren Buffett or Rothschild, buy when others are panicking, or buy when blood is in the streets, even if it's your own blood, because that's how you profit. Okay, right now, you have some people that are flocking to gold, and gold is doing very well. Gold is about $3,000 because some people still see gold as a safe haven. But we know, those of us in the know that Bitcoin is a better version of gold, a pharmaceutical version of gold, a digital gold, right? And if you're looking at the same pattern, you'll know that, hey, it looks the same, right? Obviously, it took gold a lot longer to go up, but we're kind of in the same pattern. And once we're ready to take off, we will. And we will make a new high. Just like this that I showed you guys, we will continue higher, and there will be years where we go down, just like before. But that doesn't mean we're down and out. It just means we have a bad year and then we continue forward. That's how it's always been and how it will be going forward. And there are some people that think, hey, just in a few months, we'll be back to over 100,000 and we'll form a new high. And it certainly can happen. We have seen some very huge moves within a short amount of time. So that's why you got to be patient. You got to continue to hodl and DCA if you can. And speaking of changes within the US, there are some big moves coming. Okay. Right now, especially with SEC, there's a new task force. You have a new chair that's coming in. You have a current acting chair. And then you have a lot of companies like Coinbase and Ripple working with them. And we have a lot of cases dismissed. But the one that everyone's waiting for is Ripple. And the new appointed SEC chair, Paul Ackman, right? He hasn't taken a job yet, but he's talking about Ripple. Everyone's talking about Ripple. And this is going to be settled soon. So there's a big fine that Ripple probably has to pay, but they're also trying to decide whether or not it's security or commodity. And this will be huge because this affects a lot of crypto in the US. That's why it's taking a while to handle. But, once this gets settled, then, yeah. Then all is cleared. It's going to be good for XRP. But if XRP once and for all is declared a commodity, that means, man, the sky is the limit for a lot of crypto out there because it automatically basically declares them as a commodity. And, man, that would be awesome, right? So, again, a lot of things are changing in the U.S. A lot of great things. We got a lot of ETFs. I think this morning I covered how AVAX is getting an ETF, or at least someone, Van Eck, filed for an ETF. Now, look at Canary Capital files for a SUI ETF. You got ETFs out the wazoo. You got all the major chains getting their own ETFs. That's going to be huge, driving billions upon billions of dollars into crypto. All great stuff. All right, guys, that's it for today. I know it's a short video, not a whole lot of breaking news, but this video is meant to encourage you guys to stay in the game, to show you guys how far we have come for Bitcoin, even though there is still a lot of FUD, a lot of uncertainty over tariffs, right? Macro conditions haven't really improved. But stay strong, my friends. It will get better. And I'll see you guys later. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye-bye.